two of the matches coming up next weekend. We have Becky Lynch, who returned the night after WrestleMania, won the Women's Intercontinental Championship soon after from newcomer Lyra Valkyria, who was great. They're having their big blow-off match at this show. It's a no DQ, no count-out match for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. And, of course, I mentioned this earlier as well, the main event for night 2, Cody Rhodes and John Cena for the undisputed WWE Championship, WrestleMania rematch, another street fight as well. So Nathaniel asked, I'm not 100% sure, but I think Lyra wins or Cody Rhodes wins. What about you, Tommy? Who do you think goes over in those matches?
I want Cody to win. It's just because I think it's interesting. I don't really know for that one. I'm hoping Cody wins. I'm never rooting against Becky Lynch. I'm sorry. I like Lyra Valkyria. I'm not rooting against her. I know I should. I know she's been very not nice, but I mean, I could see them taking the belt off of Becky Lynch. I hope that it's the inverse. I hope it's Cody Rhodes wins, Becky Lynch retains.
Okay.
That's my hope. But I'm often wrong.
So maybe it ends up being the opposite of what you're looking for.
Yeah. Very possible. I mean, John Cena, who knows? I mean, we're in uncharted territories. We're winding down our John Cena time, and
yeah.
You know, who knows when is his official end date? Has he announced that?
They haven't announced officially, but it's the end of the year, so sometime in December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to think, like, event wise, what they could do with him. But
yeah,
this stands to reason. This would be like kind of his last huge event, right?
Yeah.
There's like SummerSlam. There's not.
Aside from like Survivor Series, but this is bigger than that, you know.
Right. In terms of like the big, like, almost, what do they call them?
The Big Four or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, no, definitely the biggest show he's going to have for the rest of the year as far as that's concerned, and the attendance and stuff like that. What has been your take on the John Cena heel run in 2025?
I haven't loved it.
You're not in the minority, by the way. It's okay.
I get it. I think him turning heel was a very interesting decision.
I agree.
I think what he has done as that heel character has not worked for me a lot of the time. Like, it's just kind of like, it's so over the top, and like, so like, it kind of harkens back to heel turns in the 90s, where it would be like, beloved babyface, devastating betrayal, and then they just become like a Batman villain. Like, they're just no longer, like, they're like, yes, this whole time I was secretly a real piece of crap. And like,
yeah, and it doesn't make sense. Yeah.
No, it just doesn't make sense, and it feels kind of like, not patronizing, but like a little winky to the crowd. Like, look, I'm bad now. I'm bad. Like, I think more like, if they had really leaned into him selling his soul to get like one last chance for the title, and him being really tortured by it, that would have been a lot more fun. But like, to me, what would have made him a great heel is if he continued to do heel things while having a mental struggle with, like, I know I shouldn't kick Cody Rhodes in the balls, but I have to do it, and then do it. But instead, he's just kind of been like, I'm going to try to be a sneering, you know, crap-talking heel. But the thing is, as a babyface, he was a great crap talker.
Yeah.
That was his thing. He was like, you know, basically did like roast battles with people. And like, you know, so it's like, it doesn't really work in heel form just because like you look a little angrier for me.
No.
But I love John Cena. I love having him on TV. You know, even if it's not my favorite flavor of John Cena, I will always enjoy the Cena.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I mean, just the idea that he's acting as if, you know, I've been a bad guy for the last 20 years, especially inevitably when he goes back to being a babyface, goes back to being a good guy. What's the justification there? Like, I'm not bad anymore, like I was bad. You know, it just doesn't make sense. You know, people are going to cheer him. Like, people will obviously cheer him. That won't be a problem.
Yeah, and that's probably happening pretty soon, right?
Yeah,
like,
it's already happening now a little bit, yeah.
Right. Like, it would make sense if he loses to Cody Rhodes tonight and then saves Cody Rhodes in the next week or so or something, you know, like in a run-in. Or if they just flip it and Cody turns heel.
Do you think that happens? People have pitched that.
I think, like, I mean, he talked about it, right?
He's talked about it, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that happens yet, because that might be a little too abrupt, but could happen.
Yeah, no, it's definitely possible. Millennial Lee, what's going on? Thanks for joining as we wind down here. You talked about the selling your soul thing. The Rock was a factor in John Cena's heel turn, and we haven't seen him since.
No, The Rock is a enigmatic presence in like multiple franchises.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He was a very enigmatic member of the DCEU. Now seemingly catching a few strays in interviews, you know, kind of not mentioned by name, but mentioned by actions by James Gunn. It feels like The Rock is in reality so over stretched. The limitations of what The Rock can do.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I can, it's a relatable thing if you ever overcommit to a bunch of things, but I feel like The Rock has overcommitted to being a celebrity for the last 10 years and is now facing the ramifications of like, hey, you can't go in and demand to be a central part of a wrestling storyline and then never come back again. Like you need to then show up at least once a month on TV to push the storyline through, because otherwise it's just, what do we have? We have The Rock handing Cody Rhodes the thing and being like, The Rock has to go away now, and then
disappearing for 6 months,
coming back to kick him in the ball or have John Cena kick him in the balls, then disappearing again. It's like, if he's the final boss, he has to show up and be the boss once in a while. I think it's like, in the same way that he wanted Black Adam to like become basically like the face of the DCEU, it's like, well, that's not going to happen. And then he's just kind of like, all right, well, forget it. I feel like maybe his return didn't bear the fruit that he wanted. And he's just like, all right, fine, I'll go back to being executive Rock. But like, where is he?
He just disappeared, and he even said going into WrestleMania, because it would make sense if he helped John Cena win the title of WrestleMania. He did it, and then he said in a kind of a damage control interview with Pat McAfee the following week, he goes, I was available, but I just didn't think it would make sense for me to get involved and overshadow the main event. It's like, bitch, you overshadowed the main event when you got involved in the first place. You know what I mean?
Also, you sent Travis Scott out. We had to believe that Travis Scott was having big influence in this match. Come on.